A product of Kaimuki High School himself, David Tautofi returned to the islands 5 years ago, a chunk of time he's still trying to grasp.
Looking back at the 5 years, it looks like it was a long time, but when you reflect, it seems like it just flew by like that, right? So it's kind of both. It feels like it's a long time, but at the same time, it went by pretty fast.
Part of what Tautofi grapples with today is the fact he never intended to be back home. He had a great career coaching in Las Vegas and was all set to take on a dream job to coach at a private school in Boston, a place that offered both a winning tradition and a big paycheck. But when he came home to visit family for Christmas, he saw something he simply couldn't shake off.
On New Year's Eve, went up to Palolo Valley to visit friends and in the housing, visit friends and my brother and family that was up there. And it was what I saw that struck me, and it stuck on me forever.
That led to a conversation with the Kaimuki athletics director, who informed him enrollment was down 50%, and the program he once proudly represented as a player had drastically changed.
And so those things were weighing heavy on my heart. Even on the plane ride, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'll just get back to Vegas, I'll get back to my school stuff, I'll be good, it'll be gone. And it just stayed. It stayed, and there were nights, restless nights of like, okay, why am I thinking like this? Why am I feeling this? But long story short, it was a calling. I felt like there was a need and a calling to come back to help, however way that looked, to serve our community, and football just happened to be the vehicle.
We keep going, we play.
Put another way, Tautofi placed community before self.
And everybody criticized and everybody made fun, and bullying was at its best. Getting to touch the lives of these boys and to inspire them to be the leaders of tomorrow and ultimately leaders of their families, first and foremost. Thank you for being faithful to our families, Lord. We love you.
Fast forward 5 years, and it's easy to see the efforts are paying off. The team is enjoying success yet again, and this past year they played in the state tournament, and Tautofi was named Coach of the Year. But despite all those successes on the gridiron, he's quick to remind that football was simply the vehicle for change.
What we get to see on the field with these kids is just a product. It's a product of and a result of what we're really trying to implement as far as understanding themselves, understanding how they think, understanding how to control their emotions, understanding how to respond and to react to things, and all these things that go into helping a person develop maturely and prepare them for the next phase in their lives, being adults. And so, it's the X's and O's have been more of the secondary of importance, as far as our philosophy goes. But the most important part is the heart.
Developing these young men for adulthood is what Coach takes the greatest pride in, especially in today's environment. In the midst of a pandemic and racial divide that we've all been witnessing, he says the role that he and other coaches play is greater than ever.
The definition of a coach is mentor, yeah, and whether we all like it or not, we all are coaches, we all are mentors. I've kind of taken that responsibility to make sure that, however way I can help to contribute knowledge and educate our kids and our families about what's going on today. I'm just trying to be as helpful as I can, to be willing. We all have a season, and so I'm not sure what the season is going to be as long as you're going to be here or I'll be here. But while I'm here, it's going to be a season that we're going to maximize as much as we can.
He says while football is important to these young men, the primary focus needs to be developing good young adults. One level of perspective he's been instilling in them, taking part in weekly food giveaways to families successful who suddenly find themselves in need.
I've had one of the kids ask me, Coach, how come I just saw this kind of car coming in? Why that car here? And and that was an opportunity for me to like kind of share with them what possibilities, what could have possibly happened, and it really turned the light on in his mind. So it gives them a different understanding and a perspective and grace.
Tautofi says his job as a coach is getting his players to understand it's their education and their heart that'll provide a successful future.
For us today, we can just only manage what we're doing today, but to invest in our future tomorrow with these kids is what's going to be the biggest difference, hoping that this doesn't repeat itself when they become, when they sit in our seats,